What's up, guys, and welcome back to another reaction video. Today we are hopping into the 6th episode of the 3rd season of Smallville, Relic. Last time was a really good episode. I really thoroughly enjoyed it. It was Perry, where we got to meet the infamous Perry White, which was awesome. Unfortunately, he was investigating Clark because Clark, there's a solar flare, so all of his powers were just a whole lot of wackadoodle and just like all over the place. Sometimes he could control it, sometimes they were on overdrive, sometimes they were gone, and it definitely made for some interesting interactions between Clark and Perry. And of course, Perry ended up causing havoc, trying to investigate, the meteors and everything else. So, but in the end, they end up parting ways, being friends. And of course, as he's driving off on the bus, he says to look him up if he's ever in Metropolis. So that obviously sets up Perry hiring Clark whenever he does get to Metropolis. So, and of course, oh yes, the other big thing is Lex is now going to therapy. So I'm crossing my fingers that this therapist is actually legit and not on Lionel's payroll. So we'll see if they go that direction. They've been going that direction this entire show, that everybody's under Lionel's thumb. So I really hope this is a legit person, because Lex needs help and I love him so much. So please, I know he turns evil, but can we please just stretch out good Lex as long as possible, please? Yeah, so we are about to get into another episode. If you want to see my full reactions, you can head on over to my Patreon page. Anything you can do to support me over there is greatly appreciated. Or you can hang out right here. Just be sure to take 30 seconds to like, comment, and subscribe. So, without further ado, here we go. This is the 6th episode of the 3rd season of Smallville, Relic. Let's go.
I just need someone in Lisa's family to know I truly love my wife, and not the man who killed her.
Okay.
It was 42 years ago, and I can still hear those shots. Found me with the gun, and Louise dead in my arms. Dex couldn't get over how much you look like Louise.
So, like her great grandma or something?
You're saying that you didn't kill her. Then who did?
Lift her. He killed my Louise.
Clark, that drawing looks exactly like you.
Does it?
So unless Dexter could have predicted the future,
I don't think it
there's a
does.
chance that Drifter was real. It could have been your grandfather, even your father.
No, it's not. No.
Why? You must have come from somewhere. It's not like you just fell out of the sky.
Actually, it kind of does. Is it like Kryptonian?
I think Lana's right. It is JOR-EL.
JOR-EL?
You saw the medallion he was wearing. The symbol's Kryptonian. Up until now, all JOR-EL has been to me some distant, powerful threat. Maybe we're not so different. Maybe he's more human than we thought. Isn't that what you're looking for?
Yeah, a random painting on the wall that shows up for plot reasons. Yeah, that symbol.
I knew I'd seen it down here.
No, you hadn't. Not till now. Not till plot needed it. What the hell? I'm so confused with this episode. So are they trying to say that JOR-EL was here before Clark got here?
I had all these flashes, but they went by so fast I really couldn't make sense of them.
Excuse you. Just walking through here. Jeez. Okay. I know I can't dance. It's fine. Of course, this JOR-EL would fall for Lana. Of course. Like father, like son, right? Well, I guess neither Clark nor JOR-EL are interested in concealing any of their powers at all. Like father, like son.
My hero.
You don't strike me as someone who usually needs saving.
I'm Louise.
You can call me Joe.
Well, Joe, you're the most excitement we've had all year.
That's sad.
I've seen you on Smallville before.
I'm just passing through on my way home.
Look at you.
Forgive Louise. She's got stars in her eyes. Always has.
There's nothing wrong with that. Everything all right?
You go on home, Louise. I'll drop by and get you.
She just looks like annoyed by his presence. Of course, JOR-EL would be in love with the Louise lookalike, or the Lana lookalike. You know what's really... Okay, I'm sorry. I'll stop pausing here in a second, but it's so interesting how, because Tom is what, 25 5'26", and just by putting his hair slightly differently and putting him in slightly different clothing, he looks so much older. It's the magic of television.
Pete, do you remember when I was in a cave and I got all those flashes? I think this medallion downloaded me with all his memories. When I touch something of his, it triggers one. There's got to be a way to find out if what I saw really happened. There's some pages missing, all from the day of Louise's murder.
Someone gets a D in subtlety. Lachlan Luther. That's Lex's grandpa. Oh, come on. I had
Gotta love the
file
LLs.
on Lex. I know his favorite cereal. This is where I'm gonna have to bail. The last time I researched the Luthers, Lex almost got killed.
Please.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to deal with him sooner or later.
Clark, she's scared. Like, she doesn't want to mess with the Luthers. Why are you pushing her to do this? Do it yourself. You have a computer. She's obviously terrified. Don't make her do this. Of course she's going to.
Isn't an age-old robbery a little off your usual teen beat?
No, this one's pro bono. Lana's really worried about her great uncle.
Something tells me you're not here because of Lana.
Never.
Your family isn't exactly a Norman Rockwell painting.
That's a cool chest set, I'm not gonna lie.
We're just trying to find what we can.
I wish I could help you, Chloe, but I'm afraid you've met a dead end.
It's a love letter. Dexter must have written this. I knew he could be so,
Passionate?
only an initial? Could you?
Okay, that's one transition.
I've been thinking about you all day.
Talk about passionate. Isn't she married? Are they really romanticizing adultery right now? He's like,
I think that love letter's from her husband.
nope.
I think it's from the Drifter. They were in love.
I'd probably say more in lust, but
Louis described grandfather Lachlan as a hard-working entrepreneur who came from Scottish nobility. Maybe you could explain why Lachlan Luther was arrested in 1961 for petty robbery in Smallville.
Not all entrepreneurs can have the luxury of being both successful and honest.
So you took the liberty of rewriting our family history?
That's right. Why should I have to pay for the sins of my father? They both died in a tenement fire.
I have to leave tonight.
I'm leaving with you. I can't stay with Dex anymore. I don't love him. You're the one I want to be with.
This wasn't supposed to happen. I have to return home alone.
Why?
Because it's my destiny and I can't change it. Please, as much as I want this, I can't have it.
you know, I know like they're supposed to be like mimicking Lana and Clark, but to be honest, I just don't care.
It's not fair. We should be together.
No, you should be with your husband. Oh shit. Yeah, they don't work on him. Where did this guy even come from? Must have ricocheted and hit her, I guess. Yeah.
Clark.
I know who killed her.
I'd be like, wait, what? Like,
Edgecliff Conduct.
what the hell? You're just looking at me and now you know?
So my father's story's true. Died in a fire.
Yeah, if you call an explosion that blows the windows out of 2 city blocks a fire, yeah. I think you'll find my original report enlightening.
Ever since I read that newspaper article, I've been having memories from 1961.
Okay, there you go.
It's like some weird deja vu thing.
Could it be like reincarnation? You know, like past lives?
Lachlan was released from jail the morning Louise was murdered.
You bear a striking resemblance to your great aunt. Has anyone ever told you that?
Mayor Tate, do you remember booking someone named Lachlan Luther? He was released the same day Louise was killed.
He made up the story to cover his own guilt.
No, you're covering something up, dude.
He was just taking me home.
Yeah, I don't think that's what he was where he's taking you.
I never wanted to marry Dexter.
Why did you?
He's a nice man. He's just safe.
My father sent me here as sort of a lesson. I didn't want to come here. I'd give anything to stay.
He's flying. How come JOR-EL can fly but Clark can't? Come on.
We think that Mayor Tate made a deal to drop the charges on Lachlan Luther. If Lachlan killed the Drifter, they were going to pin the whole thing on Dexter. The handwriting on the police log matches this love letter. It's the same signature.
He was in love with her as well.
Why is everyone in love with Lana? Seriously. I mean, yeah, she's really pretty, but seriously? Everybody's in love with her and her ancestors?
Every time I hear the name JOR-EL, all I can think of is that we aren't his real birth parents. We're just the people who were lucky enough to find him, that's all.
Aw, you're his parents.
He didn't do it. I'm not a killer. I loved her. You gotta trust me.
And Hiram Kennedy.
Hey, is that Grandpa?
He was here on the farm with Grandpa Ken.
Yeah, it was. Interesting. All right.
You're welcome to stay. We try to clear this thing up.
Got no reason to stay anymore.
His name is Jonathan.
He wanted to name you Jean.
You're like, I'm really glad they did Jonathan. Are you gonna dress up like him? Be his ghost?
Sheriff Tate,
Yep.
I think you've got me confused with someone else.
I'm not gonna lie, Tom looks really good with his hair like that.
It was supposed to be you.
Still not gonna work, dude. Ah. Oh, that was kind of cool. That was kind of
You
sick.
can't kill me. I'm already dead.
With super speed, there you
Easy
go.
way out.
Lachlan was supposed to kill the drift. I never meant to hurt Louise. I was so in love with Louise. Just couldn't see. She didn't feel the same way about me. Wish I'd known when to let go.
Is he trying to talk to her about Clark? Because that's false.
The explosion originated in your family's apartment. Your parents' death was no accident.
It's not like you to pass up a chance of revenge.
I chose to move on. Forget about it.
That doesn't sound like Lionel at all.
Yeah, I always thought their murder could stay buried in the past.
We both know that's not gonna happen until we find out who did this.
Why do I have the feeling Lionel has something to do with it? Because it doesn't seem like him to let it go.
I know what Louise did was wrong, but I can't help thinking she was lucky.
That she cheated on her
It
husband?
was only for a few days. She knew what it felt like to really be in love.
It's too bad it couldn't last.
Maybe you have to be grateful for the time that you spent together. Stop holding on to what could have been.
They are really trying to make Clark and Lana endgame. They really are. What the hell? This Atado disc thing can just like, it just does everything apparently. So it's like a skeleton key.
I think JOR-EL was sent here as some kind of rite of passage. I don't think you and Mom found me by accident. I think you were chosen.
That's kind of cool to think about. All right, well, that was Relic. Let's go ahead and we'll talk about it. Well, that was the 6th episode of the 3rd season of Smallville, Relic. I didn't really like it all that much, to be honest. I was kind of bored through most of it. I know, it's just like, I don't know what to say about it. Like, it was all right. I didn't care. That was the thing. Like, I didn't care about Louise and JOR-EL. Like, apparently JOR-EL was like, had come to Earth before and had fallen in love with a Lana lookalike, and then like she died and he met Hiram. Like, so the only thing about it is it's cool that they had it instead of just Martha and Kent actually like randomly find Clark, that JOR-EL had like planned for them because he saw the good in Hiram and how he saw the good people that they were. So he wanted them to be with them. So he wanted his son to be raised by this family. So I guess that's kind of cool. That I guess it's less random than what we are led to believe. So that's a cool little thing that they did. I also think it was cool that they tied in like revealing the past and what had happened in the past and uncovering the secrets, especially when it came to the Luthers. So you find out that Lex's grandfather was killed, or grandparents were actually killed in this explosion. And so we're getting more of the past of what happened back in the day, and you find out that Lionel actually came from suicide slums, which means that he came from nothing. So, like, what did he have to do with the murder of his parents? Or at least that's what they're inferring, is that they were murdered and not, like, just randomly died in a fire. So obviously Lionel had something to do with it. So that was probably the only redeeming thing about it, is you find out more about the Luthor past and how they came to power and how they came to have so much money and why Lionel kind of is the way that he is. And the reason I think he did something is because he said he didn't go after revenge and he never sought revenge for the death of his parents. So, and that's not Lionel at all. You cross him, you barely cross him and you dead, and your whole family is dead. So I think it has something to do with the murder of his parents. So we'll see what happens there. That's probably the only redeeming quality. And it just rings true about this show. When there's an episode that's not all that great, the redeeming part about it is the Luthers. So at least that is consistent. I just didn't care about Louise and JOR-EL. I just didn't care. Like, Louise is freaking out here having an affair with a guy she just met. Like, are you serious? And they're like glamorizing it and romanticizing this thing. And I'm like, no, you are cheating on your husband, who by all accounts is a really good guy. He's a nice guy. Who cares? Like, girl, you are doing him dirty. Like, you are doing him so wrong. And on top of that, you have the sheriff, who is now the mayor, who's also in love with Louise. Is everybody in love with Lana and Louise? Like, is everybody freaking in love with this person? What the hell, man? Like, yeah, she's a nice person and she's pretty, but like, damn, is everybody? This is ridiculous. And of course, it seems like they're trying so hard to make Lana and Clark be in-game when everybody knows they're not in-game. So I don't know what they're trying to do here. Act as if they're like destined to be together because their ancestors were. No, their ancestors, because of their relationship, ended up in disaster where she was murdered and he had to whisk off and go home, and someone else had to spend 40 years in jail because of him. None of this screams good. None of this is good for them being together. It's just, oh my gosh, like, what are they trying to do? Because obviously, like, everybody knows Clark's ended up with Lois, but they're acting like Lana is his in-game person. And it's like, what? Show, what are you trying to say here? What are you trying to get at? I don't understand. So all in all, that was weird with the whole, he touches something and goes back in time and figures out what, I didn't care, to be honest. I didn't care about Louise. I didn't care about JOR-EL. The only thing that came out of it was that, you know, the Clark, or the Kents were chosen, which is kind of cool, and the reveal that something happened to Lionel's parents, and somehow he's involved. Other than that, I could have cared less about this episode. So because of that, I'm a 6.5, to be honest. I just didn't care. I was bored the whole time. I just didn't care. So I'm going to give it a 6.5 out of 10. And unfortunately, there's also nothing on the tally board for this video. So, yeah, that was Relic. If you want to see my full reaction, you can head on over to my Patreon page and support me over there. If not, you can hang out right here, and we'll see you for the next episode.